Lori, are you struggling with your weight loss journey? I know everybody does at time, and the GLP-1 medication do help with the struggles. You no longer hear the food noise, or it's not as loud as it used to be, so that's a help. And they do slow down your digestion and your stomach emptying so that you get fuller quicker and for longer. And it does have your pancreas create some more insulin so that you don't have those sugar spikes, which helps. And it sends a signal to the brain saying you don't have to eat every last bite. And I know a lot of us were taught you have to clean your plate. I can't tell you the number of times I have heard, but there's starving people in China. Well, that just doesn't fly with me. So now I eat until I'm full. I don't have to finish the plate. I don't know why our parents taught us that, but is it wrong? Well, we probably shouldn't just take as much. That would be my answer to that. So when I find myself struggling because I take my shot and I'm really good the first 4 to 5 days, then days 6 and 7, a little bit of a struggle. So what I do, one, is I keep myself busy because the busier you are, the less time you have to think about eating or to actually do the eating that you shouldn't be doing. And when I have my meals, I try to eat them a little bit slower and enjoy them a little bit more. And hopefully won't eat as much because I'm eating slow. And I tend to try to concentrate on my protein because the more protein you have, the fuller you feel and the better it is. It helps with the muscle loss. It aids in keeping you full, and you won't have the same cravings that you once had if you eat a lot of protein. Now, remember to eat a very well balanced diet. You can't live on just protein. You do have to have some carbs. So there's vegetable, there's a better choice of potato. You could have sweet potato, you could have brown rice. Now the difference between brown rice and regular rice is that there's a little kernel on the brown rice, and on the white rice they take that little covering off. So the brown rice will digest a little bit slower, and it's a little bit better carb because you don't get that sugar spike. Same thing with sweet potatoes. They tend to digest a little bit slower and don't create that insulin spike. So it is a better carb, but you have to have some sort of carbs. Now remember, there's also carbs in vegetables. So depending on how your digestive system is, I like the green, the very ones to say that tend to give you gas type of vegetables like broccoli, spinach, the green leafy vegetables, and so forth. Cauliflower kind of gets put into that category, even though it's really not green. I do have things like corn and stuff like that, but not quite as often. Same thing with peas. Again, there is no food on my journey that is off limits. It's just moderation and obviously how often I have it. So eating a well-balanced diet will help if you're struggling. Also, a good night's sleep. You have no idea how much that helps when you're struggling because this dieting, it's really hard on the body, and your body needs to recuperate and it needs some rest. It just can't keep going all the time and then expect to lose weight. You just can't. Now, also with me, when I'm struggling, I try to exercise a little bit more. The reason why I do that is because that is what I definitely call my me time. I put on my headphones and my favorite playlist, and the world could be at war across the street, and I'm in my own little world. I know it's kind of selfish, and I don't really wish a war on anything, but that is my me time. And I think it's important for you to have your me time. It's a form of relaxation. And again, you need that. And if I get my workout at the same time, that's great. Another thing I do when I'm struggling is I try to have extra hydration because hydration is very, very important. It helps flush the fat away. And We all know that one of the side effects from this medication could be gallstones and kidney stones. And you just want to keep your body flushed, and it's all in all good for you. And the more that you drink water or any fluid, preferably low calorie fluid, you don't want to fill it up with sugars and wasteless calories. But the more that you do that, the less you're going to eat. Because you'd be surprised. Sometimes when you're hungry, you're really not hungry. You're thirsty. Your body can't really tell the difference sometimes. I know when you have dry mouth, you go, oh, I'm thirsty. I need something to drink. But that's not the only symptom that you could have. You could think that you're hungry and you're really not. So those are just some of the tips that I say. When you're struggling, I also like to log my food, because I know logging your food, that in itself could be very triggering, but I use Chat GPT, so it's pretty easy. I just talk into my phone and say, I'm having this, tell me what the macros, the protein, fat, calories, and fiber are. And those are really the ones that I find are the most useful, because I take a multiple vitamins. So these little vitamins, I don't really look into the food quite so much. But again, with being well balanced, you also have to have some fiber. Usually every night I have some sort of fruit. That's my fiber of choice. And for me, it helps with my little sweet tooth that I have sometimes. So those are my little tips. Tell me in the comments your little tips when you're struggling, what you do, how you conquer your struggles, because everybody's journey is different. And I don't think that we should compare one person's journey to another, but everybody might have some little hints that are different from what you're doing. So, again, put it in the comments. We'd love to hear about yours.